Okay, I have poured some more of the oil over the dried herbs, and as you can see how that it's made it settle already. And my oil of choice is coconut oil. I like it better. I have made an infusion with olive oil. You do have to be careful with heating up olive oil because it cannot take the higher temperatures as coconut oil can. But so like I said, since this one is for my hair, I use my oil of choice is coconut oil because coconut oil absorbs in my hair better. And of course it can take higher temperatures as far as heat. But what you want to do is mix, make sure that your coconut oil has gone all the way, gotten into every crevice of your mixture. And I just use a butter knife to do this. Now I am going to have to add some more oil. And this too is why you want to mix it. Make sure that it's mixed really well, because you put your oil in there and it rises all the way to the top. And if you just go ahead and slap your lid on and go ahead and let it start infusing, you're not going to end up with that much oil because this plant material does soak up quite a bit of oil. So you can't even see it. And two, you want the oil to cover the top of your, I'm wasting stuff here, to cover the top of your plant material so that you can get the most, okay, I have added some more oil. I can't remember where I left off, my camera cut off. But I'm adding some more oil. And then I'm going to stir, and take your time with this process. I'm probably going to end up saying it again because I don't know which part of this that I will end up fast forwarding. But if you just fill it up, not taking the time to stir it, you're not going to get as much of the good stuff, oil, as you would had you taken the time to do this. So like I said, make sure you take your time and stir this, stir it really well to make sure that the oil has gotten through all those layers of, your plant material. I'm taking a little time, probably about 5 minutes or so, and mixed that in. And when I put the oil in here, it was up to about here. And as you can see from that mixing, it's dropped down to here. So that's why I said you want to make sure that you mix, that you mix that. And the mixing kind of helps, get the process going just a little bit, kind of kickstart it a little bit. So I'm going to add some more oil, stir some more, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to kind of show you a little bit here how I, just what it looks like as I'm mixing it. I'm going to speed that process up. And like I said, don't be afraid to, take your time with this and add more oil as, as needed. Okay, coming back here, as you can see to the previous part of this clip, as you can see, there's a little bit less in there. And you notice that's plastic. This is a plastic knife instead of the other butter knife that I showed you. Reason being, I just had a little mishap. I think my oil might have been just a little bit too hot, and I got a little overzealous with my in the mixing. I probably was kind of doing that a little too hard, combined with the though the oil wasn't really hot, but I think it was probably more, me doing this maybe just a little more forcefully than I should have. I ended up tapping the whole bottom out of my jar. I had mix everywhere. So I said, let me go find me once I got it all cleaned up, I said, let me do this with a plastic knife. So I'm going to warn you. You may not have this problem if you happen to be using a mason jar. I just don't have a small enough mason, jar for the way that I'm going to, be kind of keeping this warm, and you will see that later on. So I'm going to warn you. Use a, if you're recycling other glass jars, use a plastic knife to help you get it mixed up. And since you got to use a plastic knife, that means you just probably want to have your oil just slightly warm, because otherwise, if it's too hot, you're probably going to melt this plastic knife. I did that one time. It wasn't with a knife, it was with a fork, back when I was eating hot dogs. And, I wasn't thinking. I'm cooking my hot dog, and I grab, a fork to get it out of the boiling water, and I put it down in there. I'm like, I was kind of looking away when I did that, and wondering, okay, why am I grabbing the grabbing the hot dog? Yeah, duh. It melted, the plastic fork. So, like I said again, make sure that your oil is just slightly warm. Now you don't have to worry about this in the summertime, because especially if you're using coconut oil, because it's going to go liquid at above 77 degrees, unless of course you keep your house pretty warm. So just wanted to show you that. I was able to, thank goodness, it didn't break when I first put the oil in there, because of the plant material with me mixing it helped soak up quite a bit of the oil, and two, I had some other jars sitting on the countertop. I was able to kind of scoop up that part with one hand, and with the other hand grab a jar and pour the mixture, what was still in the jar that had broken. So that's another good thing, as far as making sure that you have this mixed up really well. But the good part, or the good part of that mishap, I got room to add some more goodies in here. So I'm going to go off and do that and then come back. Okay, I'm done adding a few more goodies to what I'm going to make sure that I label as my oops jar. Added some more, added some more stuff, being the dried herbs. Added some more oil, because of course, as you saw, the oil level was way down here, and got that mixed all in really good with the plastic fork again, not metal. And then I'm going to put the lid on this and show you the rest of the process. Okay, I've done 3 jars, and I've went ahead and put them in the crock pot here. That's what I use to get some heat, kind of get that heat process going, to kind of help the herbs release their good stuff into the oil. And I use the low setting. The high on this particular crock pot is I think a little too hot, and the low is so of course I've only got 2 settings, so the low is the only other option. And to show you how it's not too hot, this has been on for a little while, and I can put my hand in the water, so, and I let this process go. Anytime I'm at home, if it's one of those days where I'm not going anywhere, I'll plug it up when I get up, and turn it off when I get ready to go to bed. If it's one of those days that I'm going to be gone, I'll just plug it up for the time that I'm in there. But I try to make sure, at least the first batch that I did, I tried to make sure that it averaged out to two full weeks, as if I had it, say plugged up for 8 to 12 hours every day for those 2 weeks. So that's why, the days I know that I'm going to be at home, I try to make sure that I plug it up, as soon as I get up, and then plug it unplug it when I go to bed, and that might be kind of late. So, but yeah, 2 full weeks of you know, heat. And then make sure you label it, and I always label it the day that I pull it, you know, out after that 2-week period, and put it up in the cabinet somewhere and let it sit for a good 6 months. Okay, last thing after it's done cooking, so to speak, just, you know, setting up after that 5, 6, 7 month, 6-month period. You want to strain out when you're getting ready to use it. You want to strain out the plant material using a regular old strainer, and then straining a second time, since there's powders in there, using a knee-high stocking, you know, just stretching that over a cup, and straining it out a second time. Transfer it to your jar that you're going to use, and enjoy. Okay, I know that was rather lengthy in 2 parts, but I figured it was going to be long. But I hope that y'all enjoyed that, and I hope you got something out of it. And you know, don't be afraid to try it. Like I said, it's not hard to do, just a little lengthy as far as, you know, making sure your stuff is all mixed up so that you can get the most oil, you know, out of what you're doing. So I hope that helps, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.